Music Roads Mozambique. Through that project, children from all those countries have taken part in this project, doing their own research, exchanging information and ideas to be more and more aware of the real situation of education in their own countries compared with other countries. This final forum pretends to be a place where they can express themselves freely, being listened by politicians and authorities that have the chance and power to promote changes based on what they listen from the first hand. Our meeting today will end what we have been working on throughout this 21-22 school year. It will be a short performance, but we all hope it could be of use to inspire the adults with power to promote improvement. At the very end, we will screen a short video showing how it has been done along this year. The project has been performed in two steps. The first part was a local study, which consisted of researching and raising children's awareness about the situation of education at their own countries. The second part was the international study and exchange, research and awareness work about education, performed by children of every participating country. In addition, this time, at this second forum, they have the chance to know each other through some video calls that allowed all of them to be closer, to recognize the faces behind the ideas, exchange it, a direct contact with the other countries. It's our honor to have at this forum today in Catalonia, Pilar Gorina is the Counselor for Education of Sant Cugat Town Hall, and Gemma Aristoi, the Counselor of Citizenship of Sant Cugat. Now, Mozambique introduce the politicians or authorities in your country.
Hello, Marty. Hello, everyone. While we are waiting for other politicians to join, let me introduce you for the first, Mr. Nicolau Kawanek. He's a head of pedagogy here at Music Crossroad Academy. He's a well-known artist and well experienced in pedagogies. So he's joining us today. Thank you.
Thank you, Nicolau. Now it's time for Zimbabwe to introduce the authorities on your country.
Hello, Mati. Hello, everyone. Um, this is Heras Zimbabwe, Heras Children Zimbabwe, and on the panel we have Music Crossroads Zimbabwe Director Melody Zambuko, and we have Honorable Mashonganyika as our politician joining us today. Thank you.
Thank you so much. You are welcome. And now it's the time for Lajavanda from Malawi to introduce who is on behalf of your country. Thank you so much.
Hello, Mati, and hello, everyone. I'm Lisa Banda, here from Music Process Malawi. Here we are having Mr. Victor Sibale from Ministry of Education and Mr. Sanderson Pabo, Head of Pedagogy of Music Process Malawi. Thank you.
Liza, I can see. And we will do the best we can. Thank you so much. Now, this time in the second forum, we change things. Instead of politicians asking first, we are form your question. What will you ask the boys and girls who have participated in the education forum? What would you like to know from them? I know in short and only one question can be enough for solving nothing. But at least we want to know what you would like to know about what we have been working on. Thank you. Pilar, if you want, you can be the first.
Bon dia, bon dia. Encantada d'estar amb vosaltres, músics del món. Aquesta col·laboració amb Sant Cugat crec que ens omple d'alegria i, a més, penso que tots els diferents països hi sortim guanyant. Tots aprenem els uns dels altres. Molt agraïda per aquesta trobada.
Is thanking all of you to being here. She's pleasant for being here and for organizing this activity.
Els faig un parell de preguntes, doncs. Els volia preguntar la importància de l'escola en els seus països.
The first question for all of you is, what's the importance of school in your countries? And she has a second question too. La segona pregunta, Pilar.
I la segona pregunta és que, evidentment, sabeu que nosaltres també tenim escoles i segur que tenim punts diferents i punts semblants. M'agradaria saber quins punts semblants heu trobat entre les escoles de Sant Cugat o Catalunya i les vostres escoles, que segur que n'hi ha. Gràcies.
And the second question, as you all have been exchanged, which are the similarities between your schools and the Catalan schools you have been exchanging with? Okay, now it's time for Zimbabwe politicians or representatives to make the questions, please.
Honorable Mashonga, you can ask the questions.
I think she has to unmute. She's muted.
That's difficult. Zimbabwe, please.
Yes.
Will you make your own question?
Okay. My question reads, check. Okay. What do you think is the function of the Ministry of Primary and Secondary Education?
It's a good question for every one of us. Quina és la funció del ministre d'Educació? Què creieu? Okay. Now is the time to form a question from Mozambique, please.
Good morning, everyone. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Yes, my name is Nicolau from Mozambique. I'm head of pedagogy, not politician, unfortunately. But I would like to let some question. One is for the kids. In a very short words, I would like to understand what was the result of their research. And since this is the second edition of Hear Us, maybe it's for all of us, I would like to know what's how far are we helping the Ministry of Education to improve the education system?
Thank you so much. I just translate for our deputies. La pregunta que formula Moçambic, la que ha fet Zimbàbue, crec que l'he traduïda abans, és quina és la funció del ministre d'Educació. I des de Moçambic, el cap de pedagogia de l'OMC pregunta quins són les àrees que s'han fet recerca i fins a on creieu que aquestes organitzacions poden ajudar en les tasques dels diferents ministres. Now it's time for a question from Malawi. Thank you so much.
Loud and clear. Good morning from Malawi. My name is Victor Silare from the Ministry of Education. I hope you can hear me loud and clear. My question is, how has the exchange program helped you as an individual, and what have you learned from other countries that Malawi needs to improve in terms of education and music education? Thank you.
If I'm not wrong, you asked how much the exchange program helped you in your education. Is that? Sorry, because there is a resound in the microphone in Malawi because you are talking indirect, and I'm not sure about the question. Is that one? How the exchange program help you in the education?
Yeah.
Zikomo Kwambiri for the question. Now, then, is the time for the kids to answer any one of the questions the politicians make to you. Mozambique, are you ready? Zimbabwe, are you ready? Malawi? Then who wants to be the first to answer any of the politicians?
Hello, I'm Jacqueline Smadra. Yeah, I'm here to answer this question, like what I have learned during this debate. During this debate, I have learned a lot of things. Most things that I have learned is all about education, like education system. My other fellow students from other countries, they have the chance of learning what they want to become in their life. Like if she or he wants to become a doctor, they just go straight to that, studying that thing so that they can achieve their goal easy. Wow, here in Malawi, we have the chance, like we have to go round and then you have to study for other things, like many subjects that disrupt our brains in education. And we also spend a lot of money in schools. Like our parents can't afford to spend those, they can't afford to pay for us like school fees for us to achieve our goals. So we don't have a chance like to choose what we want to become and just start for that things. Yeah, and other thing that I learned during this debate is their school materials. Other fellow students from other countries, they have good quality of school materials like computers. When they are learning, they use computers, which is very easy for them to learn. And even the schools, they have a lot of schools which reduces overcrowding in schools compared to Malawi. And also music school. Here in Malawi, we don't have that syllabus of music. So I don't know if they think that music is important to us. So like, we don't have a chance to have that syllabus of music education. Yeah, in our schools, that's it.
Zikomo Kwambiri from Malawi. And now it's time for Mozambique, if you want to make your own questions.
Buen día. chamo-me Vânia. Segundo os estudos que fizemos acerca de Moçambique, tivemos como conclusão que há um desenvolvimento, sim, e também, de algum modo, temos passado e temos tido desafios. E o nosso desenvolvimento é que conseguimos ver a construção de infraestruturas, mas também temos como desafio as escolas, mas sem materiais, como carteiras e outros materiais. Porém, o meu conselho é que possamos ter essa melhoria de como conseguimos fazer as escolas, que possamos colocar os materiais dentro das escolas, carteiras, os quadros, para que as crianças possam se assentar e estarem confortáveis para que possam adquirir o conhecimento que nos é dado. Obrigada.
Muito obrigado, Moçambique. Now it's time for Zimbabwe.
Okay. Good morning once again. My question is, what is it that you would like the government to add or remove from the current education policy? E.g., government removed the corporal punishment and the exclusion of pregnant girls from school.
I'm just trying to translate quickly in Catalan for our politicians, but I suppose they get almost everything. A veure, Malawi demanava, en comparació, Pilar deia que hi ha grans diferències, no materials, qualitats, infraestructures, tampoc no hi ha ordinadors, això ho fa molt diferent i molt complicat, tampoc hi ha escoles de música i, a més, els costos, les quotes que s'han de pagar són molt altes. Moçambic ens ha parlat d'infraestructures, ens ha parlat de la manca de materials i Zimbabwe ens ha parlat també de la dificultat, crec que on estava, la segona. Què voldríeu? Però aquesta és la pregunta, aquesta sí, exacte, no és la pregunta dels estudiants, és la pregunta que fa el política. Diu què voldríeu afegir o treure de la política actual d'educació. Han abolit els càstigs corporals i l'exclusion of pregnant i les noies, els embarassos de noies a les escoles. Però, de fet, aquí el que ens falta ara és la resposta dels nens. Sorry, Zimbabwean kids, they are not answering the politicians. We wait for your answer to all those questions the politicians and institutions have presented to us.
Well, the function of the Ministry of Education in Zimbabwe is to provide access to public facilities for everyone and to provide a conducive and inclusive policy for everyone.
Any other answer from Zimbabwe?
It also improves the economic state through education. Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, els nois de Zimbabwe diuen que la feina del polític, del ministre, és oferir accés a tothom. And we have another question from Jean-Marie Stoy. He is a deputy in town hall in Sant Cugat for social services and cooperation. Gemma.
Good morning. Happy to see you again. From Sant Cugat, it's a pleasure to stay here with Petits Músics del Món and all of us from Malawi, Zimbabwe, Mozambique in this second ERAS International Forum. For us, it's very important to hear you and to change something to make education better around the world, if we can. I have two questions for you. The first one is, what do you like about your teachers. And the second one is how it can be improved the education systems in your country. Thank you very much.
Okay, who wants to answer, Gemma, about that? What do you like more about your teachers?
What I like most about my teacher is that they give me a chance, like, to know the exact thing. Like if I didn't get what she was teaching, so I have the chance to ask the questions until I get it clear. Yeah.
So here in Zimbabwe, our teachers are very friendly with their children. It's like we have a parent-to-child relationship. We can talk to them about our problems and they help us very easily. So I say, like, we have one of the best teachers here in this country. Anyone?
Mozambique?
Bom, nós gostamos dos nossos professores porque eles são atenciosos e mostram-se disponíveis para nossas dúvidas, esclarecer nossas dúvidas e sempre estão presentes. Obrigada.
Thank you so much. I believe everyone understood almost everything. Bàsicament, els professors, per exemple, a Zimbàbue, són superamigables i estan a prop nostre i ens ajuden a resoldre els problemes. A Malawi ens ofereixen l'oportunitat d'aprendre i com que la meva memòria és de peix, no me'n recordo què ha dit la noia de Moçambic, però diria que ha dit el mateix. Vale? Elena, do you remember?
Sí,
Que ens ajuda a aprofundir. Exacte, com els nostres pares, la família. Okay, and the second question from by Gemma is, how could we improve education in your country? If you were Minister of Education, what you will change first, or what will be your proposal? Si fossis ministre d'Educació, què canviaries? Com ho faries?
What I want them to change, like in education, is that the cost of education should be changed, like should be reduced. Yeah, because most schools here in Malawi, they are very expensive, like most of the private schools. So they have to reduce that cost and even the syllabus too. Yeah.
Zikomo Kwambiri again, Malawi, for your answer. And now it's time for Mozambique.
Chamo-me Yasmin. Uma das mudanças que eu gostaria que houvessem cá no nosso país é o acesso à internet para os estudantes e, como já foi dito antes, também o acesso a diversos materiais escolares, como carteiras, construção de mais infraestruturas. Sim, basicamente isso. Obrigada.
Muito obrigada, Mozambique. And now is the chance of Zimbabwe. You are now the Minister of Education in Zimbabwe, please. Tell us what's your strategy from now on. Kids, you are the politicians, no? Zimbabwe, sorry, your microphone is mute. You need to switch on the microphone, okay?
I want to answer the question about what I would like the government to add to the school's curriculum. I would like the government to add free education until high school because primary students pay school fees. And I would also like them to provide online schooling to the school's timetable.
I don't know if it's required to translate. Bàsicament, I just translate quickly in Catalan for our politicians. Malawi diu que les escoles són molt cares, que això s'ha de revertir. Mozambic demana internet i accés als materials i les escoles i els mestres, els alumnes de Zimbàbue demanen una educació també gratuïta, sobretot a nivell primari. Now is the chance for politicians. Mozambique, you have a text E.
Good morning once again from Malawi. As a ministry and speaking as a politician, I would say that presently our country is showing demographics that indicate that over half of the population, or at least substantial number of the population, somewhere around 60% are the youths and therefore children that are still school going. So from a political standpoint, we know that they are the leaders not only of tomorrow, but leaders from today, from this afternoon. So we have to have policies that do not leave them behind. So we have improved access to education, even though we know that the students still struggle because in some cases they have to cover long distances. So we're trying to reduce that and make education accessible to everyone so that the youth, the children are not left behind. Thank you.
Zikomo Kwambiri, your ideas are really good. It sounds really nice from Malawi. Now is the time for all other adults here. All the adults that present today as a responsible of education in your towns or countries to explain in short, please no longer than 5 minutes. You were shorter. Thank you so much. What are your plan ideas, projects to improve education in your towns or countries and to improve education worldwide from your position? What? In short, medium or long-term commitment do you want to make and explain to all the children and young people represented here by the peers? Beyond this explanation, after this meeting, we would like to ask you something. Please send us a letter written from your office in calm, telling us what you are doing in the next year. And then children would like to compare if the results are there in 2023. Now it's time for J. Marie Stoy because she asked me to have a moment to explain the ideas. Please, Chip.
Sí, perdoneu, perquè estic així pendent de la següent reunió. No he pescat l'última pregunta perquè estava, com us dic, amb una trucada i amb un
T'ho tradueixo
missatge.
molt ràpidament.
Sí, sisplau.
A part d'explicar en breu 5 minuts menys de 5 minuts, que és les vostres idees i propostes polítiques, els nens us demanen que posteriorment des del vostre despatx escriviu una carta dient què penseu fer per poder l'any 2023, en l'acabar el 2023, veure si realment allò que heu dit que faríeu s'ha fet. Perquè a llarg termini tot és meravellós, but in short period, volem fer això, envieu-nos aquesta carta, ho compartirem amb tots els nens i el 2023 us preguntarem què tal de tot allò.
D'acord. Us ho dic en català i tu fas la traducció, sisplau, Martí? Que ara no estic inspirada. Simplement, nosaltres fem cada any la valoració de com han anat els projectes i jo crec que això pot ser una manera de fer aquesta avaluació per continuar millorant o per fer modificacions. En el nostre cas, amb Sant Cugat i petits músics, ho tenim encara més fàcil perquè també sou vosaltres qui podem ajudar-nos a veure quina és la millor manera i sou vosaltres qui aneu modificant la manera de fer evolucionar aquest projecte amb aquesta mirada en la formació de mestres, en la formació d'infants, amb aquest llenguatge que dèiem universal que és la música. Per tant, crec que hem de fer aquesta avaluació conjunta i si cap problema fer aquest recull si cal i traslladar-ho als infants perquè sàpiguen com ha anat evolucionant i quines són les propostes de millores que també fem conjuntament amb vosaltres, perquè si no, no tindrà gaire sentit. Aprofito per acomiadar-me i em sap molt greu, però he de marxar. Una abraçada a tothom.
Pilar, en sentit, vols explicar quines les propostes des de l'Ajuntament de Sant Cugat? Now Pilar Gorina, the Deputy of Education in Tom Hall, will make the awareness speech.
Jo, bàsicament, alguna reflexió, no? He vist que l'escola és important arreu. L'escola porta uns valors, una sociabilitat entre tots, uns aprenentatges, i tots esteu contents dels vostres professors. El que no esteu contents és dels vostres governs, segurament. Aquí tampoc ho tenim tot resolt. Ens queda molt per fer amb educació. Però el que sí que els vostres governs haurien de garantir és, doncs, la gratuïtat, prioritzar-ho en les seves accions de govern, la gratuïtat a l'educació i facilitar. Els polítics el que hem de fer és facilitar que l'educació sigui al màxim de bona als centres, però assequible a tothom. I des d'aquí i des d'Aula de So, doncs sabeu que hi ha una ONG que es diu l'Abdu, que sí que es poden proporcionar ordinadors a les vostres escoles. Aquest tema sí que hauria de poder resoldre's en un breu temps, perquè segueixen, és una ONG que està actuant i que vosaltres hi heu col·laborat moltíssim, Aula de So. Per tant, espero que això... Bé, jo també haig de rebre uns infants d'una escola que venen a veure què és l'Ajuntament i justament què fem l'Ajuntament per millorar l'educació a la ciutat, que també els ajuntaments tenim moltes coses a fer. Gràcies i que passeu una bona jornada. No sé si era això el que havia de dir, però és el que m'ha sortit així.
I'm just translating for everyone what Gemma and Pilar were saying. I tried to do it faster. Gemma was telling that they make an annual evaluation of all the projects, and NGOs like our own are helping, are very help to give them a guide to know what could be improved. Yeah. For instance, these years we have been trying to develop that project of training teachers online and all these programs of education online. They feel it's all the ideas the NGOs are giving the politicians are really of help. And then Pilar, we're telling all of you that really the schools are important everywhere. The schools are giving you values. And what she can see is you are happy with the teachers you have, but maybe you are not happy with the politicians you have. Here in Catalonia is the same. There is a lot of job to do already, but her idea is education must be free and all materials will be affordable for everyone in every country. In Catalonia, there is a Labdu, is over the Europe. Labdu is another NGO. We as a Petit, we have been cooperating with them. They can send you freely laptops. In Malawi, in fact, we have the computing classes with the materials sent through that NGO. That's all. Now she's going to receive kids coming to town hall right now, and she will have the meeting for a while. Okay, now it's time for Mozambique or Zimbabwe. Thank you so much, Pilar. Mozambique, for instance, the deputy.
Yes, it's time for you, Mr. Kawaneki. Mr. Kawaneki.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much. I would like to say that since I working with music education, then since 2017, that we don't have music education in our curriculum. And I think that will help us, that helps the kids for development and open their minds to learn also other subjects. So if they could bring that subject back, that would help us. Because what we realize is that we find that subject in a private school, but the public school we don't have that. So that would be a good way also to help the quality of the education system. Thank you.
And then it's time for Mozambique deputy to say what's your proposal for improving education, and we wait for your letter after the meeting with your proposal for 2023. Please, Zimbabwe, give instructions to your politicians to say, or representatives to make their own speech right now. Thank you.
Okay. Good morning once again. My question is, what have you learned from exchange with other students in Catalonia, Mozambique, and Malawi that you would like to see being done also in Zimbabwe?
Sorry, someone should explain her. Now it's time to make proposals, not to make more questions. Now is the time the institutions are saying, what are you doing the coming year? Yeah. What's your plan to improve education? How you are facing the problems you have there? What's your plan for the coming years?
Or our plan for the coming year?
Yeah,
all right.
Thank you so much.
All right, okay. For the coming year, we would like to have a free education for all. Also, we want to have inclusion of pregnant girls in our schools so that they will learn until they finish school. And as well, we want the amendment of our curriculum. Yeah, I think that's it, that's all.
Okay, kids from everywhere, because we have time. Would you like to make them any question after what they have told? Would you like to make any other questions? Because your questions are clever.
Or can I ask another question?
You can ask a question, but I would like the kids making a questions to you.
Okay.
If they have anyone.
Okay, you may ask.
Waiting. Zimbabwe, any question? Mozambique, any question more to add? You see, the politicians are telling mostly education will be free soon. Do you believe that's true? Is that so easy to make education free for everyone? Having good materials, better infrastructures? Okay, Zimbabwe is ready to say something.
Excuse me, ma'am. I heard that you said in the coming year, education is gonna be free. Are you quite sure that it's gonna be free, because we are actually waiting?
Yeah. Yes. Because as we can see right now, we have a lot of dropouts due to our economy. So we are trying to fix that.
Malawian kids, you want to make any other questions to your ministry here? I know after this is just a part of the work you are doing there. Obviously, when we finish the forum online, you will be talking. I'm sure you will be squeezing your ministers there, talking, asking them, because they are there to listen you. But if you want to make aloud any last question, you are free to do it right now.
What I want them to do for us is that they should give us a chance, like to go straight and study what we want to become, not just going around doing many things that disturb our mind in education. And I also want them to build more schools, because here in Malawi, we used to be many students in one class, can be more than 100. So I want them like to reduce that number. If it can be maybe 60 or 50, can be fine for us to learn clearly, yeah, to have a clear understanding. And they should also provide us with free education, yeah, not paying anything.
And as you have the minister close to you, he can give you the answer.
Thank you very much. The proposals are already in the policy guidelines that the number of classroom space should be increased. But this increase is an increase that would not happen overnight. So the will is there to increase the learning space, as in increasing the classrooms for students not to be congested. Secondly, on the scrapping of fees, we have various education access arrangements. We have the public schools and then we have the private schools. We are more into the public schools where fees is pegged at a minimum that is very affordable for parents. And for the private schools, we have a vigilant monitoring system so that the fees does not rise every second. So these are issues that I would say we are addressing, but we may not have a one-off solution like we address now and then in the afternoon it's all sorted, but they are receiving attention. Thank you, Zippo.
One more question.
Sorry, Zikomo Kwambiri, Minister. It's a pleasure to listen from you that.
Yeah. So you say that you are going to include pregnant girls for education. I think the better thing here to do is that we should avoid the problem of impregnating the girls, and the men or the boys who would have done this should get jailed, since prevention is better than cure. So I think this is what we should do here in Zimbabwe.
Madam, would you like to answer her something?
Okay. All right. Yeah, she's right. Yeah, but in some circumstances, we might have those pregnant girls in the schools in case. Yeah.
Yeah, but following the question, what do you plan to avoiding these early pregnancies in the schools? Is there any idea to improve the situation? Obviously, we agree and we like you are taking care of the pregnant girls, but how to avoid that?
Okay. I think we have to conscientize all the girls to abstain. And the boys as well at school. I think that's it.
Yeah, to teach girls and boys to abstain is a good idea, but I think the responsibility mainly is based on girls. They get pregnant, not the boys.
Yeah.
It's a hard task.
So the girls must have to be educated to prevent pregnancy. So our girls are supposed to abstain. They're supposed to be conscientized specifically.
Okay, we're on time, but we should follow. This is the first time. This is the second forum. I think we have improved a little bit because it's more live. Kids, thank you so much. You are making good questions. Next year, I think we can do something more. Maybe on, not online, live. Maybe we should join together as we did 3 years ago before the pandemic. But maybe this forum online, this kind of forum, it could be kept again and improving, having more questions and more live debate on that. Now, I have a text from Zimbabwe. Melody, could you like to read that?
Okay. Give me a minute. So, okay, from Zimbabwe, on behalf of all participants, would like to thank all the institutions represented here for attending this forum. We know that your agendas are full, but you were able to spare time to join us today and to listen to what the young people have wanted you to hear and to also respond to. We've all seen that while education is a right, it is not guaranteed for everyone. Many boys and girls continue to struggle every day to be able to go to school, to be able to study in a classroom and not in a backyard, to have books, to have tables, chairs, to have qualified teachers, and to have their teachers well remunerated. Thanks to events like this, children can share their concerns with public authorities and politicians who are able to make decisions and to make real changes and move forward a more equitable society. Now every team on the ground will share their proposal.
From our side, from Catalonia, our proposal, we want to ask all institutions to recognize the value of the work done by our organizations, giving children and young people a voice, encouraging education, and allowing them to exchange ideas and questions with young people from other countries, in order to broaden your own point of view with other points of view on problems and their solutions. Then, this is our proposal from Catalonia. Please, politicians, give support MC Malawi, give support MC Mozambique, give support MC Zimbabwe, and give support Petit Music in Catalonia to follow the task we are doing. Thank you. What's the proposal from Zimbabwe, Melody?
From Zimbabwe, we want to say this platform is a very rare occasion. It's not every day that we see such platforms happening with young people openly saying what they feel and politicians responding likewise in a platform like this. So we really want to thank you, Honorable Mashonganyika, for making this time. And we really want to encourage even all of your partners who are here absent, who are not here in this space, that we want to continue with these dialogues, not only online, but even offline at Music Crossroads Academy. The platform is open at the schools from which the school participants are coming from. Let's continue to dialogue, and not only dialogue for just talking, but also let's hear their concerns and let's really genuinely make an attempt to apply them. We are very, very excited to hear young people actually saying, no, it would be good for the pregnancies to be prevented in the first place. They really have concerns that we really need to apply. So thank you very much. This would be our proposal. Let's continue to dialogue, but not only dialogue, also implement what we have resolved in these conversations. Thank you.
Now, Mozambique, it's time to make from MC Mozambique, what's your proposal for?
On behalf of the Music Crossroad Academy Mozambique, I want first to thank you all for your effort and for being here in this very important discussion and matter. After facilitating this program, this process of study about the situation of education in the world, we come to the conclusion that if the government institution and as the private institution work together, join our force, we will easily get the result which we are willing of providing a good education for our kids, not only in music education, but the general education. Music Crossroads Academy is and will always be open to make available resources and the existing resources to facilitate and create a free space for the children to demonstrate, to learn from each other this type of important matter for them. Once again, thank you all.
And now it's time for Malawi, MC Malawi, to make the final proposal. It's Eliza or Matthews who is doing that.
Thank you very, very much. On behalf of the young people who have been participating in this debate and conversations and the research, we really want to appreciate the listening ear that stakeholders like the Ministry of Education are giving to the cries of the young people. We would want to ask that, such kind of platforms should be open up, throughout the time. As the ministries are making these policies, we would really love that, there should be dialogue and consultations from the young people who are the ones who need, who have this right to education. As for Music Crossroads, we will continuously, make available facilities, but also other platforms like participating in this international year's international forum where pertinent issues can be discussed, and we will involve more schools and more young people in the coming years so that we make it a vibrant forum that can influence policy and improve the situation of education and as well as music education. Thank you.
Zikomo Kwambiri, Mr. Mfune. Your minister is the only one with a great voice. We can hear him better than all of you. I'm sure he must be a good singer. But yeah, it's true. We can listen to him. He's the only one we can listen properly. But I think he has listened to you. Before ending this forum, I want to thank all the people behind this, especially my colleague, Bernie. You can see him behind, managing all the computers. He's a great master of the universe, doing this possible. He's out here, 3 computers. But finally, to end is, we will end this forum with this video to show all of you the work that all these children and young people have done this year. It denounces inequalities in education, lack of educational resources, and calls for the implementation of music as a key subject in the school. Thank you so much for attending this forum. We look forward to the letter with your answers and proposals for 2023. Zikomo Kwambiri, muito obrigado. We see you soon. And now this is a short video that Bernie is screening for all of you. Thank you so much. Yeah.
privilegi d'educar-te i ensenyar-te encara que no tinguis recursos.
Education is very important because it helps people to achieve their goals. Music education is also important because when you are a singer, you can be famous and you can travel anywhere in the world.
Educação musical nas escolas é importante porque a música melhora a nossa perspectiva sobre o mundo e sobre outras pessoas.
Sí, jo crec que és important, ja que sense l'educació de les escoles no hauríem arribat enlloc, com per exemple ningú s'hagués adonat de la vida dels nostres avantpassats, ni tampoc de com és la Terra, ni tan sols què és la Terra. Igualment, penso que l'educació musical és molt important, doncs té molts beneficis a nivell cognitiu, social e emocional.
Para mim, a educação nas escolas é importante porque me ajuda a alcançar os meus sonhos.
Garanteix un futur en què les persones puguin ser racionals i tinguin coneixement.
Vivim en un món molt complex, difícil, sobretot a l'actualitat. Hi ha moltes injustícies i que si raonem mai ens prendran el pèl i podrem ser intel·ligents i prendre decisions amb sentit.
So the main reason we go to school is because we need education. But now we need education. But now
I apologize for the problems with the video. If we can solve it quickly, don't worry, but this video will be uploaded to YouTube. We share with you the link, but Bernie is trying to solve it quickly. If not, we share that from there.
Tots els infants tenen dret a l'educació i l'aprenentatge, encara que no.
the main reason we go to school is because we need education. But now
we are sharing it straight from YouTube.
But now the teachers now don't do their work anymore because of the strikes and not getting paid.
A Zimbabue no és que no vagin a l'escola, sinó que no s'ho poden permetre. Hi ha un 15% de persones que no poden anar a l'escola per culpa de la pobresa i que si van necessiten marxar per poder-se permetre les necessitats bàsiques.
In Zimbabwe, they don't have enough textbooks and enough resources. And even water sometimes may be not there in schools. And most Zimbabwean schools, especially government schools, do not provide food.
Em algumas zonas do meu país ainda não existem escolas. Ainda existem crianças que estudam sentadas no chão.
The number of students is too high. They don't always go to school. Not many students go to secondary school and very few go to university.
A Catalunya Hi ha escoles que els refugiats sense papers no es deixen entrar o que només són d'un gènere, masculí o femení, i a l'altre gènere no pot anar.
Cada cop a les escoles t'estan ensenyant moltes menys coses a les que, ja que com hi ha tecnologia, no pensem que hi ha moltes coses que són importants i hem d'aprendre.
So like here in Zimbabwe, we don't have the resources to keep disadvantaged children at a government school or even private.
And I think education in Catalonia is quite balanced and developed compared to Malawi.
Nosaltres pensem que a Catalunya l'educació és bastant equitativa i exclusiva, només que hi ha aspectes que no són del tot, que s'haurien de millorar.
There are so many difficulties that took place when making an equitable and inclusive education here in Malawi. Like for example, the government can't afford to buy some materials like learning resources for all the government schools here in Malawi because some of the materials are very expensive, so they can't afford like computers. But in Spain, almost every school has a computer for every student so that they can use it.
Una educació pública de qualitat necessita molta inversió i recursos que molts cops van a mans privades que només busquen el benefici d'uns pocs.
Exemples de les principals dificultats que trobem a l'hora d'una educació equitativa en una societat d'avui en dia seria el masclisme, les diverses situacions econòmiques i sobretot la diferència de múltiples possibilitats en l'àmbit escolar. Parlant d'educació inclusiva, els principals obstacles són manca de preparació per part dels educadors en diferents àmbits, les poques oportunitats segons les situacions i per discriminacions. Per últim, també les diferents maneres d'educar, motivar, presentar continguts i compartir coneixements.
I think the government has to put more focus on the disabled. Like they have to build schools that are actually meant only for those who are disabled. This would really help the children.
Si parlem de les diferències de l'educació a Catalunya i Malawi, podem trobar que no tenen llibres per tothom, hi ha molts nens a l'escola i a vegades han de treballar fora al carrer i hi ha pocs profes especialitzats.
In comparison to Malawi, in Catalonia we have different subjects and the classroom have people of the same age.
In Mozambique, they need to go all the year to school. In Catalonia, we have lots of instruments, but in Mozambique, they have less.
Spain, I've actually noticed through the calls we've had with them that their teachers are on point. So they're focusing on building a brighter future, and the teachers, they have a lot of contact learning with their students, and which is really impressive.
Jo crec que la principal diferència entre la nostra educació i la de Zimbàbue és l'escassetat de professors i de material, ja siguin llibres, aules, també que es posen nens de 13 anys amb nens de 17, i no és normal, ja que si tenen diferent edat no poden estudiar el mateix.
Jo crec que, segons el que ens va explicar l'Adrià, el que passa a Zimbàbue és que hi ha molts alumnes i pocs professors. O sigui que falten professors per tants alumnes que són. I un professor no pot controlar tants alumnes.
We want to ask the government if it is possible to pay our teachers on time and also to add music education in our city.
Respecte a com millora l'educació a Catalunya i Malawi, estaria bé que fiquessin més professors per aula i que aquests estiguessin més especialitzats
i que hi fessin més hores de música a la setmana.
I think to improve the musical education systems in Spain, they have to focus on various types of music types. Like they don't have to focus on the traditional music or let's say pop music only, but a student might be gifted in jazz or reggae or something like that. They have to focus on various types of music.
Un sistema educatiu correctament construït, una autonomia més gran per als centres educatius, tenir una revalorització sobre les evolucions dels alumnes, disminuir el nombre d'alumnes a les aules per poder augmentar les concentracions dels professors a cada alumne, augmentar la formació del professorat, habilitar les institucions de material i d'equips tecnològics.
In Zimbabwe, they have to provide facilities like swimming pools or something, or sports areas, because it's really a challenge, especially when you learn it only in theory and not in practical. It's actually hard for the children.
A educação em Moçambique, apesar de estar a melhorar,
ainda apresenta muitos desafios.
Queremos mais escolas.
Okay, that's the end. Zigomo, Kwambiri, thank you so much. Thank you for being here. And now talk with politicians, institutions, and don't stop your task. Nicholas, Melody, Matthews, and all the attendants here, thank you so much for being here. See you next year.
Thank you.
Are you ready to take a new look at your future?
Bye-bye, all of you.
A new look at the world around you? A new look at how learning is evolving.